Bunnies, seriously, throwing tantrums online isn't going to solve anything. We're not even halfway through the year, and K-pop is already starting to feel like a train wreck. Seriously, it's like some stans are actively trying to drag the whole genre down with their toxic behavior. It's getting to the point where K-pop is turning into TikTok-level toxicity, and it's making the whole thing less fun and way more unbearable. The drama, the unnecessary hate, it's all becoming way too much to handle. And don't even get me started on K-tubers getting attacked for simply sharing their opinions. Like, since when did giving constructive criticism become some demonic invention? It's ridiculous. Hey Rogieries, welcome back to the channel. If you're looking for some real talk and a little peace of mind, then stick around. You're in for a ride, of course. That's assuming you're not bored of hearing the truth. Nah, just kidding. Let's not take ourselves too seriously here. But seriously, what's going on with K-pop right now? Let's dive into it, because at this point, if we don't address it, we're all gonna lose our minds. So grab your seat, because we're about to break it down. Let's get into it. Yeji's Air is okay, I guess? Honestly, I didn't expect to vibe with this song, but here I am, low-key jamming to it. It's got that catchy vibe that sneaks up on you, and before you know it, you're humming the chorus. The best part is that they actually gave Yeji a song that fits her vocals perfectly. She sounds really good here, which is sometimes a hit or miss with idol songs. Finally, a track that plays to her strengths and lets her shine vocally. And can we talk about how gorgeous Yeji looks in the MV? I mean, she's literally glowing. But, the MV itself? Honestly, underwhelming. It's like they spent all the budget on her outfits and forgot the rest. It's not terrible, but compared to the energy of the song, it feels kinda flat. It's the visual equivalent of getting excited about dessert, only for it to be that weird gelatinous thing that you can't quite place. But hey, let's focus on the positives. The song's still a vibe, and Yeji totally owns it. The choreo? Pretty solid. It's not mind-blowing, but it's clean and matches the song's vibe without trying too hard. So, Air might not be the next big K-pop anthem, but it's definitely a pleasant surprise. It's the kind of track you didn't expect to love, but now you're here, secretly replaying it. Lilies, some of you really need to calm down. I get it, you're die-hard fans and you want your faves to succeed. I'm the same way, I want my faves to rise. But there's a line, and some of you have clearly crossed it. Why do you feel the need to drag Rosé and Jennie down, just because they're getting praise and success? It's honestly getting ridiculous. I see all this praise for them, and then suddenly, it turns into a, why is she getting so much attention type of hate? Like, why does it bother you so much that they're thriving? Let's talk about the hypocrisy for a second. You say you don't want Lisa's achievements to be tied to a man, but then you turn around and do the exact same thing with Rosé, saying that APT did well solely because of Bruno Mars, and that she's nothing without him, as if her success isn't based on her own decisions, talent, and hard work. She writes her own songs, she makes smart choices, but nah, let's undermine her, right? For the last time, doing a collab with an A-list celebrity doesn't always guarantee you success. The song has to be good. APT blew up because the song was good, not solely because of a person's popularity. What's ironic is that the moment anyone brings up Lisa getting all those opportunities in the West because of her boyfriend, you immediately went to defense mode. Suddenly, it's unfair to tie a woman's success to man, but it was totally fine when you tried to discredit Rosé? The double standards are wild. Jennie gets the same treatment. People shaming her album and live performances like it's personal. That's not even constructive criticism. It's blatant hate at this point. Look, it's fine to have differing opinions on music, but dragging the other members down in the process? Unnecessary. It's not helping anyone. You can dislike their music, but you don't need to tear down the whole group just because you can't handle that other members are succeeding too. Let's keep it respectful and let everyone shine. Bunnies, seriously, throwing tantrums online isn't going to solve anything. Let's be real here. Adore is going to make whatever decisions they want regarding New Jeans, no matter how many petitions or online rants you throw at the situation. New Jeans are still legally under Adore until the court says otherwise, so your emotional outbursts aren't changing that. I get it, you love your faves, but the world doesn't revolve around them or how you feel about their situation. Submitting a petition to urge the court to reject the injunction wasn't the game changer you think it is. This is a legal matter, and there's nothing you can do to speed up or manipulate the process. Another thing I want to add is that attacking YouTubers or anyone else who speaks about the drama isn't helping. It's not going to change court rulings or somehow clear New Jeans of the legal mess they're in. If you truly believe New Jeans are innocent, why are you so defensive, trying to sabotage others who are just sharing their thoughts? All this does is make you and the group look even worse. The public's frustration isn't coming from nowhere. Between New Jeans' questionable behavior, which has turned a lot of people off, and the bunny's aggressive tactics, it's no wonder the hate is so heavy right now. New Jeans had multiple opportunities to present their case in court, but the evidence was weak, which is why the court ruled that their termination was unjustified and their contract with Andor still stands. So until they have something stronger to bring to the table, they should probably focus on gathering solid evidence and stay off social media. Getting caught up in online battles only digs them deeper into this hole. Let the system work and stop adding fuel to the fire. Just an advice. K-pop might be riding high in its global domination era, but it's living on borrowed time. The Western market might be vibing with K-pop right now, but I don't think they actually care about the culture. The moment something new, fresher, or trendier comes along, they'll drop K-pop like it's yesterday's news. The industry is so focused on breaking the West, but what happens when that Western interest fades away? K-pop's been riding a wave, but the tides are fickle. The West doesn't stick around just because something's cool for a minute. They're in it for the hype, and the second the hype dies down, they'll move on without a second thought. It's like K-pop's been chasing that elusive global success, without considering what's going to happen when the spotlight shifts. The game's constantly changing, and if K-pop doesn't have more than just flashy performances and catchy music and stick with the same old, then it's going to find itself looking for a new audience. Let's be honest, for a second half the time, stans aren't hyping up a song because they actually love it. They're just pretending to be obsessed so they can push streams and win a fan war. Seriously, it's like the song could be a total mess, but as long as it gets the numbers, it's suddenly a masterpiece in their eyes. This is why bad music somehow still does well. If a song flops, fans act like they've lost the battle. But if it charts high, it's like every single note is a work of art, even though nobody's listening to it a month later when the hype dies down. It's not about the quality anymore, it's all about who's on top. And here's where things get wild. When people defend music they don't even care for, just to prove their group is better than another one. Like, how is that fun? You're hyping something just to win an argument. Meanwhile, the music ends up feeling shallow because it's not about what's actually good, it's about who can scream the loudest on the internet. It's exhausting to watch this cycle play out over and over, especially when the song's potential is buried under the weight of fan wars. So yeah, stans would rather eat glass than admit that a song just isn't it. K-pop's running out of ideas, and it's showing. We've seen it all. AI idols, virtual members, survival show churn factories, and a whole lot of Y2K aesthetic regurgitation. Now it feels like companies are just throwing anything at the wall to see if it sticks. It's not even subtle anymore. It's almost like they're daring us to care. The question is, how long can this keep up before it all falls flat? These gimmicks only work for so long. AI idols? Cool concept? But how long can you watch a hologram dance before it starts feeling like a parody? Virtual members? Cute at first, but eventually people are going to ask, why are we pretending this is real? It's getting stale. When everything is built around the next big gimmick, the music often takes a back seat. And when that happens, the whole thing starts to feel like a marketing stunt rather than an art form. And let's not even get started on the survival show machine market. The market is so oversaturated with groups, it's like watching the same movie on repeat. Everyone's trying to chase the next viral moment. But it's getting harder to be shocked or excited by the latest trend. How long before K-pop is just a game of what's next, without a real soul behind it? Because at this rate, It's less about breaking boundaries and more about running out of them. Breaking records is cool, but what does hitting 3 million pre-orders really mean when the same group of fans are bulk buying 50 versions of the album just to get a limited edition photo cards? It feels more like a numbers game than an actual reflection of success. We need to stop pretending these inflated sales are a sign of real impact. Sure, selling millions of albums sounds impressive, but that doesn't necessarily mean your group is on top. It just means you've got fans willing to empty their wallets for every different version of an album, all for a shiny photo card or exclusive merch. It's a strategy that prioritizes quantity over substance. These numbers don't tell us anything about the music itself. They're just a result of clever marketing tactics and the desire for rare collectibles, not an accurate gauge of how many people actually connect with the songs. The real question is, when the hype dies down, do people still care about the music? Or are we just in a cycle of buying limited edition versions to flex and say our faves are killing it? At the end of the day, it's not the record-breaking sales that matter. It's whether the music stays relevant and resonates with listeners after the frenzy. It's about the songs that people actually play again and again, not just the albums they bought to keep up with the trend. But hey, it works in favor of the idols and their companies, and most fandoms do this anyway. It's nothing new, so yeah, I already know this opinion is gonna sound ridiculous to some of you. We need to have a real talk about how low the bar has dropped for some groups. Remember when idols had insane stage presence? Vocals that could stop you in your tracks, and performances that made you want to get up and dance? Those were the days when a solid stage show was the standard. Now it feels like fans are ready to crown their faves as legends just because they managed to hit one decent note or pull off one meh dance move. It's honestly getting out of hand. Fans act like every little thing their faves do is groundbreaking, even when it's the bare minimum. A half-decent vocal run? Oh my gosh, they're the next big thing. A mediocre dance move? It's somehow being called iconic. It's like we're setting up idols to fail by giving them a free pass just because they show up. I get it. Being a fan is about supporting your faves and celebrating their achievements. But at some point, we need to raise the standards. The excitement over low-effort performances doesn't just hurt the groups. It hurts the entire K-pop industry. Because when everyone's just praising the bare minimum, it sets a precedent that's hard to break. The bar needs to be raised back to where it once was, where idols were expected to show up and actually perform. Let's stop celebrating mediocrity and demand more for our faves. There was a time when idols had an aura, that's something special that made you stop and say, wow, I need to know more about this person. Whether it was their personality, their signature style, or just that indescribable je ne sais quoi, idols used to stand out. But now, with the K-pop industry debuting groups left, right, and center, it's starting to feel like they're running out of truly interesting personalities to work with. Sure, you've got groups that are technically talented, great dancers, great vocalists, the whole package. But where's the spark? Where's the individuality? You could swap half the members around, and honestly, no one would even bat an eye. It's like every group is being churned out by the same cookie-cutter factory, and while they're all fine on paper, none of them have that it factor that makes you want to stick around for more. The problem isn't just that there are too many groups, it's that there's a shortage of idols who truly stand out. You know, the ones who make you think, I've never seen anyone quite like them. Right now, it feels like we're getting more talented idols with nothing really memorable about them, and less of the one-of-a-kind stars that K-pop used to be known for. Maybe it's time for companies to slow down and actually invest in finding those gems instead of just flooding the market with more of the same. Remember when K-pop idols were known for their jaw-dropping live vocals? Those days feel like a distant memory now. What used to be a rare exception, lip-syncing when idols were sick or injured, has somehow morphed into the norm for many groups. It's almost like live singing is now an optional feature. Some groups don't even bother to try singing live anymore, and when they get called out for it, fans hit you with the, "But the choreography is hard," excuse. Sure, the choreography is impressive, but let's not forget that idols from older generations managed to slay both the dancing and the singing without skipping a beat. Look, if you're gonna sell yourself as an idol, then step up to the plate. The whole point of being an idol is to be multi-talented. You're supposed to sing, dance, and entertain. So why does it feel like some groups are getting away with just being human versions of a CGI performance? The reality is, if you call out lip syncing for what it is, you're immediately branded as a hater. And don't get me started on the stans who praise lip syncing as if it's the same thing as live singing, just because it's their faves doing it. It's honestly getting to a point where people are just too comfortable with mediocrity. If you're gonna claim you're the best, prove it. Alright, let me share a rap verse with you all before I go. Yo, K-pop debates got y'all in a spin, acting like opinions be the gospel within. Best group? Best song? Man, that's just taste, but y'all treat it like facts. What a wild mistake. You mad cause I said that the singing was weak? Bro, it's just my take, no need to freak. Flop this, mid that, y'all love to declare. But streams don't lie, check the charts, be fair. So chill, take a breath, let's agree to disagree, your fave's still winning, even if it ain't for me. K-pop's for fun, not a court debate. So stop acting like opinions hold legal weight. I hope you guys understand the meaning of these lyrics. Alright, enough of the goofiness. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, Rogeries, so you don't miss out on any future content. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!